We know the Queen's been riding, I forget what I read recently in Robert Hardman's wonderful book about her life, that she started riding a pony from a very young age. But more remarkably was the age at which she stopped riding. I mean, riding into her 90s.
Yes, it's remarkable. Very few people do that. But I suspect she's had very well prepared ponies to ride that have been, she's downsized over the years from quite large horses to native ponies, which she's a massive supporter of, and she breeds fell ponies and Highland ponies. So she's managed to bring the size of horse down that she's ridden. But I think it's been something that's very important to her to do it for a long time. It must be quiet time and time for herself and just a bit of normal in an otherwise extraordinary life. So yes, she's definitely Britain's best loved horse rider.
And the normality thing's important, isn't it? I mean, Rafe and I were just talking about how people go weak at the knees, hardened trades union representatives curtsying when they should be bowing. But actually, when she looks at a horse, she's just another person.
That's right. I mean, animals are, I think the Duke of Edinburgh said that horses are great levellers. You have to be very responsible towards them, but also quite tough. They have a way of breaking your heart quite regularly as well. But no, in a life that's full of formality and structure and obligation and a lot of deference, of course, these animals just don't know who you are, as Princess Anne found regularly when she fell off in the water at Badminton horse trials years ago. So they just know if you are kind to them and understand them. So from that point of view, it's probably a very grounding thing in the Queen's life. And it's also her hobby as well as her relaxation. She has bred so many horses for so many different parts of the equestrian world. She's never missed a single Royal Windsor Horse Show, which now takes place in her own gardens, in her own grounds. And I think she once said that had she not been born into the royal family, she would have really enjoyed just being a country lady with horses and dogs. You can totally see her having, in another life, run the local pony club or something. They've always been a constant for her, yeah.
And Lucy, she's transmitted that attachment to horses to her children. You mentioned Princess Anne. I mean, an Olympic competitor, I think, in the 3-day event, wasn't she? And a pretty successful one at that. And her children, yes, but grandchildren, successive generations, to what extent are they horsey?
I think it would be unthinkable, really, for a working British royal not to ride, really. It's very much in their DNA. They have horses on all sides. As we've seen today, it's a requirement, really, for them to take part in trooping the colour and so on. So, yes, the Princess Royal was a European champion in 1971, presented the prize by her mother. Prince Charles has ridden in races, amateur races as a jockey. And, of course, Zara Tindall is a former European and world champion and Olympic silver medalist in eventing. So they've bred some pretty stellar riders. And I think we can be fairly certain that the young Prince George and Charlotte and Louis, if not already on a pony, and I think they are, will definitely be following suit.